People often say beauty is a gift from God. They say beautiful people are lucky. They say beauty opens doors. But nobody talks about the pain that sometimes comes with beauty. Nobody talks about the hatred. Nobody talks about the loneliness. This is the story of a girl who did not ask to be beautiful. A girl who wanted only peace. A girl who was hated for something she did not choose. Her name was Aderonke. In the quiet town of Okala, beauty was not celebrated. It was watched, measured, feared. That was where Aderonke was born. On the night she arrived, the midwife paused longer than usual. The oil lamp flickered. Her cry filled the room, strong, clear, full of life. "This child is too fine," the midwife finally said. Her mother smiled weakly, tired from labor but proud. Her father laughed softly. They did not know then that those words, "too fine," would follow their daughter like a shadow for the rest of her life. Aderonke grew faster than other children. Not in height, but in attention. By the time she was 5, people already noticed her. At the stream, women stared when she fetched water. At church, elders whispered. At school, teachers called her out even when she did nothing wrong. She did not understand why. She was polite. She greeted elders. She obeyed her parents. Yet people watched her like she was carrying something dangerous. Sometimes, when her mother sent her to the market, women would stop talking the moment she passed. "Who is that girl? She's the one. Ah, her beauty is too much." Aderonke would hold her basket tighter and walk faster, her heart pounding for reasons she couldn't explain. At home, she asked her mother once, "Mama, did I do something bad?" Her mother looked at her in confusion. "No, my child. Why would you ask that? People look at me like I am wrong." Her mother sighed and pulled her into her chest. Some people fear what they do not understand. Aderonke did not fully understand those words then, but one day, she would. As she grew older, the attention grew sharper. By secondary school, the whispers had changed tone. Girls did not want to sit beside her. Some copied her hairstyle just to mock it. Others spread rumors before they even spoke to her. "She thinks she's better than us. She does shakara. See how boys look at her." But Aderonke did not flirt. She barely spoke to boys. She focused on her books. Her teachers liked her because she was calm and intelligent. That alone made things worse. Once, during assembly, a teacher praised her performance. Immediately, murmurs erupted. That same week, someone poured ink on her notebook. Another day, her locker was forced open. When she reported it, nothing happened. She should stop provoking people, one teacher said. Provoking. By existing. That night, she cried into her pillow, silently, so her parents wouldn't hear. She began to wish she could be invisible. By age 17, Aderonke understood something painful. People had already decided who she was, without asking. Beauty, they believed, came with pride, with manipulation, with wickedness. No one wanted to believe a beautiful girl could also be kind. At church, older women pulled their husbands away from her. "Young girls of nowadays," they whispered. Once, a woman confronted her openly. "Stop using your eyes to steal people's husbands," she said. Aderonke froze in shock. "I'm sorry, Ma. I don't understand." The woman scoffed and walked away. That day, Aderonke knelt beside her bed and prayed through tears. "God, please take this beauty away if it will bring me peace." But morning came, and her face remained the same. Despite everything, Aderonke had a dream. She wanted to be a nurse. Not because it sounded impressive, but because she had seen suffering. She had watched her neighbor die because no one took him seriously at the clinic. She had seen women ignored because they were poor. She had seen pain dismissed. "I want to help people," she told her father. Her father nodded. Helping people is a good reason to live. After secondary school, money was tight. University was not possible immediately. So when a small private clinic offered her a position as a trainee assistant, she accepted gratefully. She believed it was the beginning of her life. She did not know it was the beginning of her trial. The clinic was small but busy. On her first day, Aderonke wore a simple uniform. No makeup. Hair neatly packed. Yet the moment she walked in, the atmosphere shifted. Patients stared. Male visitors lingered. Female staff went quiet. One nurse, Kemi, noticed everything. Kemi had worked there for years. She was respected. She was vocal. She was confident. But something inside her tightened when she saw Aderonke. Girls like this, she thought, always bring problems. From that day, Kemi watched her closely. If Aderonke greeted, Kemi said she was fake. If she stayed quiet, Kemi said she was proud. Aderonke worked hard. She arrived early, left late, took extra shifts. Still, rumors followed. She's close to the doctor. She's enjoying special
Did you hear
treatment.
about the new doctor?
She
Did you
knows
cuss
what
him
she's
out?
doing with that
Shh,
face.
but you're right. Let's keep an
Aderonke
eye on him.
pretended not to hear. But each word entered her heart like a small cut. Aderonke believed silence would save her. She was wrong. One afternoon, a middle-aged man collapsed in the waiting area. The clinic erupted in panic. Doctors rushed. Nurses shouted instructions. Patients screamed. Aderonke followed protocol. She did everything she was trained to do. But the man did not survive. By evening, grief turned into blame. Someone said, "Who was attending to him?" Someone answered, "Aderonke." That was enough. No one asked questions. No one reviewed records. No one listened. She must have been distracted. She's always calm, too calm. She doesn't take work seriously. Management suspended her immediately. Aderonke stood there shaking, her mouth opening and closing without sound. She had never felt so powerless. News spreads fast in small towns. By the time Aderonke got home, people already knew. Neighbors avoided her. Children stopped greeting her. Some people crossed the road when they saw her. Her mother wept openly. "What did we do wrong?" she cried. Aderonke had no answer. Weeks passed. The clinic never called. Other clinics refused her application. Her name was stained. Men approached her, but not with respect. "Someone like you should know how to please a man," one said. When she refused, they insulted her. "You think you're holy?" She began to fear going outside. At night, she stared at the ceiling and wondered if life was worth living. But something deep inside her refused to break. One evening, she walked alone to the riverbank. The same river where she played as a child. Where she read books. Where she once felt safe. She sat there for hours. "I didn't choose this face," she whispered. "So why am I being punished for it?" Tears fell freely. For the first time, anger rose. Not anger at people, but at injustice. "I will not disappear," she said aloud. "I will not be reduced to rumors." That night, she made a decision. Months later, a health outreach program came to a nearby village. They needed volunteers. Aderonke hesitated, but applied. The coordinator asked one question. "Can you work?" "Yes," she replied. She worked harder than anyone. She cleaned wounds gently. She listened to stories patiently. She treated people like they mattered. For the first time in a long time, people saw her, not her beauty. An old woman once held her hands and said, "You have the heart of a healer." Those words healed something inside Aderonke. During the outreach, the truth about the clinic incident surfaced. Medical reviews proved the patient had an undiagnosed condition. Aderonke was innocent. The clinic called her back. She declined. She had learned something powerful. Sometimes, returning to a place that broke you is not victory. With strong recommendations, Aderonke gained admission into nursing school. She studied day and night, not to prove people wrong, but to honor herself. Years passed. She returned to Ocala, not as the girl people whispered about, but as Nurse Aderonke. People who once judged her now praised her. But she had already forgiven them. Aderonke learned that beauty can attract envy, silence can be misunderstood, and kindness can survive hatred. She was hated for her beauty, but she rose because of her character. Sometimes, the world will hate you not because you are wrong, but because you shine where others are afraid of light. Never shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Your life is bigger than their fear. When kindness returns stronger. When Aderonke returned to Ocala after nursing school, the town did not recognize her at first. She walked through the same dusty roads, past the same houses, past the same faces. But she was no longer the broken girl who left. She was Nurse Aderonke now. She did not return with pride. She returned with purpose. Word spread quickly. Have you heard? Aderonke is back. She is now a nurse. Some people were surprised. Some were uncomfortable. Some were afraid. Because this was the same girl they once whispered about. The same girl they avoided. The same girl they blamed without proof. Aderonke noticed everything. She noticed the way greetings became forced. She noticed how some people suddenly smiled too hard. She noticed how some crossed the road again, this time out of shame. But she greeted everyone the same way. Good morning, Ma. Good afternoon, sir. No bitterness. No anger. Just calm. She began with free care. There was no hospital in Ocala. Only a small, poorly equipped clinic that barely functioned. So Aderonke started small. Every morning, she set up a table under a mango tree. She brought basic medical supplies. She checked blood pressure, cleaned wounds, gave health advice. For free. At first, people were suspicious. Why is she doing it? What does she want in return? Be careful, oh. But sickness does not wait for gossip. One afternoon, a woman collapsed in the market. People shouted. People panicked. Someone screamed. Call Aderonke. That was the first time her name was called with urgency, not fear. She arrived quickly. She worked calmly. She saved the woman's life. The woman opened her eyes and whispered, "Thank you." Aderonke smiled softly. That day, something changed. Soon, the same people who once avoided her began to come. The woman who accused her in church came quietly one evening. Her eyes could not meet Aderonke's. "My blood pressure, it's been high," she murmured. Aderonke did not remind her of the past. She did not ask for an apology. She checked her vitals. She explained calmly. She treated her with care. The woman's eyes filled with tears. "You are better than us," she said. Aderonke shook her head. "No, Ma. I just chose peace." Another day, the mother of a girl who bullied her in school came. Then the teacher who once blamed her. Then the neighbor who crossed the road. Aderonke treated them all. The same hands they once feared now healed them. Slowly, shame turned into respect. And respect turned into honor. One day, a foreign medical team visited a nearby town. They heard stories. "There's a nurse in Ocala," someone said. "She works with skill and compassion. She treats people like humans." They came to meet her. They watched her work. They listened to her speak. They saw her heart. They offered her a scholarship. Then a job opportunity abroad. Aderonke did not rush. She prayed. She thought of her community. She thought of the mango tree. She thought of the people. Finally, she accepted. Abroad, life was different. Hospitals were modern. Resources were available. Her skills grew faster. People respected her for her work, not her face. She worked hard. She learned more. She saved lives. Money came. Promotion came. Recognition came. Soon, Nurse Aderonke became Dr. Aderonke after further studies. She traveled to different countries. She attended conferences. She spoke on compassion in healthcare. But she never forgot Ocala. Every month, money went home. Medicines were sent. Equipment followed. Years later, Aderonke returned home again. This time, not alone. Bulldozers followed. Engineers followed. Medical equipment arrived. People gathered in confusion. What is happening? Who is building this? Then they saw the signboard. Aderonke Adeyemi Memorial Hospital. Healthcare with dignity. People gasped. Tears flowed. This was not just a hospital. It was modern, clean, well-equipped, affordable, and open to everyone. During the opening ceremony, Aderonke spoke softly. This hospital is for the poor, for the forgotten, for people who were judged too quickly. She paused. I know, because I was once one of them. The crowd cried openly. The girl they hated, the woman they honor. Ocala changed. Girls began to walk freely. Parents taught kindness. People learned not to judge by appearance. Aderonke employed young people. She trained nurses. She mentored girls who were afraid to shine. She became rich, but not just in money. She was rich in peace, rich in purpose, rich in impact. Sometimes, life will wound you deeply. Sometimes, people will hate you for no reason. But if you allow character to guide you, and kindness to shape you, you will rise so high that even your enemies will benefit from your healing. Aderonke did not win by revenge. She won by becoming everything they said she was not. And she never shrank her light again.